guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that a few of you are going back to school soon, or maybe are already back in school now. I know college is starting, high school is starting, all types of schools are back in session or going to be very soon. So I thought it would be really beneficial to share a really quick and easy makeup tutorial for you guys. If you have a little bit of extra time in the morning, you know, you could maybe throw on a little bit of these products and maybe they could make you just feel a little bit better throughout the day. I know I'm one of those look good, feel good type of people. Just a little bit of makeup on my face makes me feel a bit more put together and ready to take on the day. So in no way am I saying that makeup is necessary when you're going to school. I know for me, I barely wore makeup when I was going to high school. I literally just woke up and went. But some of us feel a little bit better nowadays just throwing on a little bit of makeup. It makes you feel a little bit more confident and ready to take on the day. So if you guys are looking for a way to look a little bit more put together in a really short amount of time, then please keep watching. So to start off today's quick and easy 5-minute look, I'm going to be sure that my skin is nice and hydrated. And usually when I'm up in the morning, one thing that I always do, no matter if I'm doing light makeup or heavy makeup, I really just want to be sure that my skin is nice and moisturized. So you can really use any moisturizer you have on hand. Anything that works well with your skin, you know your skin better than anyone else, just slap that all over your face to be sure that it's ready for the day, it's going to be hydrated. You really want to just be sure that you have a nice base laid down and your skin is nice and moisturized and there's no crustiness that can happen throughout the day. If you're someone who has trouble with oil throughout the day, you might want to use just a mattifying primer to be sure that your skin stays matte throughout the day. Without putting any other makeup on top of it, primer will still mattify your skin and diffuse a little bit of that oil that can show up on your skin throughout the day. You really just want to use any base that's really just going to benefit your skin, whether you have dry skin and you just want to be sure it's super moisturized, if you have oily skin and you want to be sure that it's mattified and there's no oil. You know your skin better than anyone else, so do what you think will make it look the most radiant throughout the day. I'm going to be using this Glossier Priming Moisturizer, using a Real Techniques pointed foundation brush to apply this to my face. I'm not really using it for the priming aspect, I'm using it more for the moisturizing aspect because I find that this product really is good for keeping my skin really quenched and looking really dewy throughout the day. Being someone who has dry skin, it's really important to me to have really nice and moisturized skin. So next what I'm going to do is fill in my brows a little bit because as you can see I have nice hair growth right here, but I really do not have a tail of my brow that's really prominent because I do have blonde hair, so this hair ends up looking pretty transparent. I'm going to take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 3 and I'm just going to fill in my brows a little bit to give them a little bit more definition. If you already have thick brows, you could probably skip this step and just add some brow gel or something. But for me, I feel incomplete without my brows, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of love and fill them in a little bit. And I'm just going to do this really lightly, doing hair-like strokes. I don't want them to be super heavy. I just want to add a little bit of color to the tail, some hair-like strokes to the front to blend it all together. And then I'm just going to run through it with a spoolie, just to be sure that everything's nice and well blended. So you can already see the difference between my brows. This one just has a little bit more definition. I actually have a tail on this brow, whereas this brow, there's some nice hair growth right here, but you cannot see the tail of this brow. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this one so that they can match. Again, just using hair-like strokes, and then of course using the spoolie to blend it out. And then just using a little bit of concealer, I'm going to clean up underneath the brows. You don't have to do this step. This is something extra that I just like to do because I really like to focus in on my brows. I just feel like it really cleans them up and makes them look a little bit more put together without putting too much work into them. And as you can see, you can already tell that this brow looks a little bit more cleaner than this brow. I mean, this brow is still fine if you're just looking to fill it in a little bit and go. You really do not have to do this extra step, but I just find that it cleans it up a little bit without taking too much time out of your little bit of time you have to get ready in the morning. I like to take whatever's left over my brush as well and just kind of define the tail a little bit. Since I don't have one, I really like to accentuate the fake tail that I have added to my brows. Again, if you have full brows, you really do not have to do this, but for me, I'm a little bit bald in the brow section, so I like to act like I actually have some hair there. So the next thing I mainly want to do is do some spot correcting. As you can see, I have some breakouts around my face. Thank you, trying new products, and not really. Kind of bit me in the butt. I'm going to take my CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous concealer. I believe it's in the lightest shade. And I'm just going to go around my face and spot correct some of the redness. any little redness that you kind of want to get rid of and blend into your skin, just kind of go over it with a little bit of concealer. And I'm just going to use my finger to pat this in. You can use a brush. Sometimes when you're in a rush, you just kind of want to slap it on your face and go. Just be sure that your hands are clean if you're going to do this. I already sanitized my hands. Getting rid of the redness of the pimple is what really makes it kind of blend into your skin, because the redness is usually what people see. No makeup can get rid of the actual bump of the pimple, but getting rid of the redness will really be sure that it kind of blends into your skin and it won't be as noticeable throughout the day. I know that when I have a huge breakout, I do just kind of cover it up so no one's really looking at it. This is just what I like to do to kind of correct that redness and kind of hide what pimples I do have. So after I've spot concealed, I also like to cover up my under eyes a little bit, because usually I can have a little bit of darkness under there if I didn't get enough sleep or whatever. So I'm just going to take that same CoverGirl concealer and go very lightly under the eyes. I'm not going to do the full triangle like people like to do. I'm just going to go right underneath like this, just to add some brightness to the under eye circles. And I'll just take a beauty blender and pat that out, and I'll take the excess and bring it over top of my eyelid, because I do have some veins on my eyelids, to kind of camouflage them a little bit. So after that's done, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my Airspun powder very lightly under my under eyes, just to be sure that there's no creasing. Sometimes I'll go between the brows because I get oily there, and that's about it. I don't like to set my breakouts with powder because I find that it makes them get really crusty throughout the day, so I kind of just leave the concealer on top of them and it usually looks fine throughout the day. So I'm going to give my lashes a little bit of attention and put some mascara on them. This kind of makes you look a little bit more awake in the morning. So I'm just going to be using my Tarte Gifted mascara, and I'm going to put it on my top lashes and my lower lashes. So you can already tell just by looking at the difference between my eyes, this eye looks a little bit more awake. And then at this point the makeup is pretty much done. What I do to finish it off is I'll add a little bit of lip balm or lip gloss to the lips. Today I'm going to be using my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. Just a really nice light pink shade, and it complements my lips pretty well. Something like lip gloss or lip balm is really easy to touch up throughout the day. Usually when you're in school you don't really have access to a mirror, so you can kind of just slap it on real quick if it starts to rub off and continue on with your day without having to worry. So sometimes if I don't have time, I'll just skip this step right away. It doesn't really matter, but if I do have a little bit of extra time, I will throw a little bit of brow gel throughout my brows just to be sure that they stay in place throughout the day. I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3. So that is all I have for this super quick makeup look today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, makeup is not necessary at all to wear to school. You could literally just wake up and go, but sometimes these extra steps can make you feel a little bit better and ready to take on the day. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you learned something. If you did, let me know down below. And if there's any other videos that you guys want to see, always comment down below and let me know. I'm always looking for suggestions. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on my notification bell if you want to be notified right when I upload. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!